Hello. Good morning, everyone.
Have you ever heard about GATT? No? Well, you are very lucky because I'm going to talk about that GATT.
General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade.
So what is a GATT? General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade is an international agreement superseded by the World Trade Organization in 1994 that minimized barriers to international trade by eliminating or reducing quotas, tariffs, and subsidies. The General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade is signed in 1947 by 23 countries. It was intended to boost economic recovery after World War II. Key takeaways. The purpose of the GATT was to make international trade easier. The GATT held 8 rounds in total from April 1947 to December 1993, each with significant achievements and outcomes. In 1995, the GATT was absorbed into the World Trade Organization, which extended it.
Well, to understand more, the GATT was created to form rules to end or restrict the most costly and undesirable features of the pre-war protectionist period, namely quantitative trade barriers such as trade controls and quotas. The agreement also provided a system to arbitrate commercial disputes among nations.
To know more about the history of GATT.
History of the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade GATT. The GATT held 8 rounds of meetings, the first beginning in April 1947, the last ending in December 1993. Each of the conferences had significant achievements and outcomes. The first meeting was in Geneva, Switzerland, and included 23 countries. The focus of this opening conference was on tariffs. The members established tax concessions touching more than $10 billion of trade around the globe. The second series of meetings began in April 1949 and were held in Annecy, France. Again, tariffs were the primary topic. 13 countries were at the second meeting, and they accomplished an additional 5,000 tax concessions reducing tariffs. Starting in September 1950, the third series of GATT meetings occur in Torquay, England. This time 38 countries were involved, and almost 9,000 tariff concessions passed, reducing tax levels by as much as 25%. Japan became involved in the GATT for the first time in 1956 at the fourth meeting along with 25 other countries. The meeting was in Geneva, and again the committee reduced worldwide tariffs, this time by $2.5 billion. This series of meetings and reduced tariffs would continue, adding new GATT provisions in the process. In 1964, the GATT began to work toward curbing predatory pricing policies. These policies are known as dumping. Then in the 1970s, an arrangement regarding international trade in textiles, known as the Multi-Fiber Arrangement MFA, came into force. The next big event was the Uruguay Round, which lasted from 1986 to 1993, with the agreement signed in 1994 and created the WTO.
So about the WTO. Why was the GATT replaced by the World Trade Organization?
The GATT, though largely successful in its goal, was said to lack a coherent institutional structure. In short, it was a legal agreement acting as an international organization. The World Trade Organization WTO incorporates the principles of the GATT and is better positioned to carry them out because, among other things, it is better versed in issues like intellectual property, has a faster dispute settlement system, and wields more power.
What is the purpose of the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade?
The General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade GATT was set up to eliminate protectionism, get countries trading freely among themselves, and help restore economic prosperity following the devastation of World War II.
Is the GATT a free trade agreement?
That was essentially its goal. The GATT sought to push the world toward a reality where goods and services are exchanged among countries without tariffs, quotas, and so forth, and without favoritism and discrimination.
Thank you everyone for listening. God bless us all.